Hello there. I'm Mad Mike. For those just joining me, welcome. For those joining me again, welcome back. So today, I'm going to be talking about James Cameron's Titanic. Now, director James Cameron produced a film called Titanic, a romance drama based off the tragic event of the RMS Titanic, which sank in 1912 after colliding with an iceberg, ending the lives of over 1,500 people. The film came out in 1997 and followed the story of Rose and Jack, two star-crossed lovers from different social statuses. Ultimately, Rose would survive this terrible tragedy while Jack would suffer from a terrible fate. Now, personally, I'm not really a big fan of romance stories, or at least ones that just focus on romance. And I can't really explain it, but something about romanticizing the Titanic just rubs me the wrong way. That being said, it is still a well-loved movie, and it's also one of the highest grossing films of all time. So, maybe there's just something I'm not seeing. Well, let's not waste any more time. This is James Cameron's... What? April Fools? What do you mean, April Fools? I said I'm reviewing Titanic today. It even says so in the title of the video. Okay. What am I reviewing today?
Hold me, never let me go.
No. 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 Okay. So, like a lot of popular media, there are people out there who want to bag a quick buck on someone else's success. In this case, an Italian director by the name of Camillo Teddy wanted to cash in on the popularity of James Cameron's movie. So, in 2000, he directed the animated film Titanic: The Legend Goes On. Yeah, the legend. You're already off to a great start when you're referring to the tragedy of Titanic as a legend. Well, seems James Cameron's gonna have to wait. This is Titanic: The Legend Goes On. Let's review. So our film begins and doesn't waste any time, as it starts out with the ship already sinking. Hopefully that means this movie's going to end sooner. As you'll probably no doubt notice, the animation is awful. No, the animation isn't lagging for dramatic effect, it's just that bad. This movie also has an awful habit of repeating the same frames of animation over and over again. And while other movies have done this, this movie doesn't change a single frame of animation, so it's just constantly repeating itself. I beg your pardon, why are there Disney's Dalmatians in my Titanic movie? I mean, yeah, sure, there were probably dogs and cats and other pets on the Titanic, but tell me you don't see the resemblance here. It's almost uncanny. Row, row, row your boat gently out the scene. Merrily, 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 merry, this movie's a fever dream. So, it turns out the rest of the movie is told in flashback by our main character, who we later find out is named Angelica, voiced by Lisa Russo. She lives with her evil stepmother and stepsisters who treat her like dirt and make her do all their chores. Oh gee, never seen that before.
Stop moping over that picture. You're never going to find your precious mother.
Your precious mother!
Ah, back away! Back away! Away, demons!
You're wrong. I will find her, and my father too. I'll find them both.
Oh, well, once that plot point is established, on to the next scene. Now we get to see everyone board in Titanic, including... Oh no, 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 no. Why are there anthropomorphic animals boarding the ship? Okay, look, if this was any other silly kids movie about a ship, I'd be fine with that. But this is the Titanic. This really happened. Also, my god, there's no originality in these designs. They're just rip-offs of other characters from Disney and other media.
Here you are. Let's hope it's a smooth crossing.
What's with that expression? What, you know something we don't? Is this just the directors trying to be cheeky?
Toothache, Gaston?
Non, non, ce n'est rien, cher William.
Oh, good. God, do we seriously have a French philanderer here named Gaston? Yeah, well, you know what I gotta do at some point in this review. So, Gaston is with our other passengers. William, voiced by Mark Thompson Ashworth. He's joined by his nanny? Okay. Voiced by Gazelle Matthews.
What's with the costumes, guys? We've been on tour, senor. And cannot wait to get home, muchachos?
Estoy dicen por Chile.
Resist. Joke about Mexican talking mice. Resist. Joke about Mexican talking mice. Resist. Joke about Mexican talking mice. So, everyone is pretty much boarded, though one passenger jumps on late.
Special Detective Sam Bradbury. Sam to my friends, a threat to my enemies.
What? You, a detective? Never would have guessed.
Actually, there's a notorious gang of thieves I'm trailing in disguise. And I figured by boarding late, I'd go unnoticed.
Dude, you stick out like a sore thumb. Maybe you should get in disguise as well as board the ship late.
What an idiot.
So we begin boarding as our crew members shit out other crew members from their backs and the Titanic sets sail.
Call her, Mummy! Call her at once! This is Angelica's fault!
Make her put her clothes in order.
Whoa! Oh. Say that again, please.
Make her put her clothes in order.
What? Did they even check this movie after they finished? My God, the audio is awful.
Pick up those bits of broken china at once.
What is this movie? Who wrote this? So, in case you weren't paying attention earlier, that's not very hard to do with this movie. Angelica lost her locket, and because she's so nice to all the animals on board, they all decide to help her find it.
How about if she comes to our party, Mama? We are having one, aren't we?
We'll talk to Fritz about her.
Just the snack I'm looking for.
Well, that certainly was a moment.
If it hadn't been for you, I would be now in someone else's digestion.
You want to run that by me again?
You know there's something you should know, so I'm gonna tell you so. Don't sweat it, forget it, enjoy the show.
Working all day, now it's time to unwind. Kick back, relax, take a load off your mind.
What am I
The
watching?
moves and I'll be busting the
I
rhymes.
have
We'll be busting up
too many
rhymes 'cause
questions
it's
here,
party time.
none of which will be answered. Why is the dog rapping? Why is it recording of music that doesn't even exist yet in this time period? What made the dog desire to rap? This is absolutely terrible!
Party time, it's party time. Everybody's feeling fine 'cause it's party time. Party time.
With all due respect, what the
So after that, we meet our Cruella de Vil impersonator, complete with the henchman. Though in this film, instead of wanting fur coats, she wants jewels.
We've got to have money.
Her henchmen go to steal from a rich woman, but get foiled by her dog, who honestly sounds like Sam Elliott for some reason.
If I don't land her the right company, we're both gonna hit hard times.
It's good knowing he's out there. The dude.
I wonder if my little girl has had a proper education. Expect I'll never know.
Oh, what a coincidence. It seems that William's nanny lost a daughter many years ago. Gee, I wonder if that will come into play. Meanwhile, Gaston decides to flirt with the ship's lounge singer, Molly, voiced by Pat Stark. But he better be careful. Her Dalmatians have growled at him twice in the exact same frame of animation. That means they mean business.
I must apologize for my despicable behavior on the pier.
You know, Belle, there's not a girl in town who wouldn't love to be in your shoes.
She's not going to fall for that old line, I hope.
Eventually, our two love interests meet, and it's love at first sight. I guess.
Really creepy.
I thought he was a bit bold, examining a dress to see if it was my size.
Oh, that's where he was being a bit bold. So while our two lovebirds try to figure out who the hell they are, Gaston gives Angelica's locket to the singer. Oh, and just to clarify, Gaston technically didn't steal it, he found it on the ground and it was dropped earlier. Not that it really matters that much.
I would have thought you'd be upstairs listening to that wonderful singer.
I was too busy looking for someone. Now that I've found her, I'm not going to let her get away from me again.
Run.
So, Angelica wants to meet William at the reception that night, but has nothing to wear. Oh gee, never seen that before. Thankfully, her roommate has just the thing for her.
I haven't worn this since my poor Francis took me to the opera for the first and last time.
I keep it in my suitcase because my cat almost tore it apart while chasing my canary. In the meantime, the animals are still looking for Angelica's locket. And yeah, might as well skip the scene, because not only did they not find the locket, there's literally barely any dialogue in this scene. It's just moans and groans. However, the Dalmatians know where the locket is, so they hope the other animals retrieve it. The crow seems a little hesitant to let it go, though.
Ona Shmona. It's mine now, and I'm not giving it to anyone.
You're trying to kidnap what I've rightfully stolen.
Of course, the crow does give it back, allowing Angelica to be the belle of the ball. Oh, by the way, it seems that our wonderful singer here only knows one song, so get used to hearing it. Well, at least she can sing it well. If the animation would allow her to. Speaking of the animation, I thought I was a terrible dancer.
No, you know nothing about me.
Whoa! Oh! Thank God the movie just hit me with something reasonable.
Nothing you could tell me could prevent me from loving you.
And it's gone. Okay, seriously, can this movie please give me something to keep my sanity?
If you're feeling blue stuff, there's something that you can do stuff. Just stop your dancing shoe stuff.
Let's see. How to perform the unforgivable curses.
Look at that!
What, you never seen mist before?
That's not just ice. Hello? There's an iceberg right in our park!
I never thought I'd say this, but I am so happy to see the iceberg in this Titanic movie. Also, I have to point out, their dialogue would make a lot more sense if the animators added, you know, actual mist. So, the Titanic hits the iceberg and everyone goes into a panic to evacuate the boat. Meanwhile, the crew does everything in their power to slow down the flow of water and, oh, right, yeah, buckets are gonna help at this point. You know, why not just do what the Stooges do? Poke more holes into the ship so that the water will flow out. It'll make just as much sense. Now, of course, tragically, the people in third class were locked up and trapped down below, making it unable for them to escape. But, since this movie is as accurate as a weatherman, everyone of course breaks down the metal gate to escape with the other passengers. Then again, maybe not, because the same passengers seem to be boarding the lifeboats over and over and over again. Well, we finally made it back to where we started, and it's just as janky and poorly animated as ever. But wait, where could William be? What kind of wicker chairs did they make back then? I don't think that would be strong enough to break glass. It doesn't really matter. Will is able to save a young boy, but gets taken under when his foot is caught by some ropes. I'll give this movie credit, makes more sense than James Cameron's Titanic, where there is clearly enough room on the raft for Jack.
Do you still have a picture in the locket?
Yes. Ever since my mother put it around my neck as a baby. And then
left you because she was forced to.
Mother? Mommy!
Wow.
Oh, Mommy!
Never saw that coming.
This is a load of barnacles.
But wait, William might still be alive.
It's not him.
Ah, to the sharks for him. Seriously, the detective, the movie really thought it deserved to give us a fake out. Well, don't worry, just paddle a few feet away. William's right there. He's just stuck in an animation frame from earlier.
William! Darling, it's me, Angelica.
Grandma, it's me, Anastasia.
Of course, William wakes up, they kiss, and the movie can finally end. Good Lord. So that was Titanic, the legend goes...
Wait a minute, where are you going? The movie isn't
What?
over yet.
What?
Don't you want to know what happened to everybody?
No.
Thank us for saving him. And
You
here we
are
have the
not
ecstatic
ending a
newlyweds,
Titanic movie
Angelica
with a
and
"Where
William,
are they now"
together with
statement.
Mother
Because
Nanny
all of them
Jen,
are
Victoria,
dead.
and the
Dead!
grandchildren.
This movie is a disaster. It's got terrible animation, terrible writing, unoriginal designs and story elements. It's just all around awful. If you take away the fact that this movie is about the Titanic, you just get an absolutely terrible kids movie that's just mind-numbingly dull. However, since this is about the tragedy of the Titanic, it's not only terrible, it's insulting. It's insulting to the people who died that day, it's insulting to the people's families, it's insulting to history. Frankly, this movie deserves to sink to the bottom of the ocean, right where it belongs. Thank you for joining me on this review, and I hope I don't have to deal with another Titanic movie like this. Until the next film, farewell.